Hi everyone. Well, today I'm coming back to a bottle that I have not had in quite a few years, and a bottle that is at the top of many people's lists of their favorite bourbons. And that bottle is Wild Turkey Rare Breed Barrel Proof, 116.8 proof, and this is Rare Breed in its new label. I noticed this recently, that they recently updated, changed the label, gave it a little sprucing up. Subtle change with this red portion here is new. I think it looks quite nice. The rest of the bottle, is pretty much the same. There's nothing on the back. Similar cork, and very similar to the when keeping here's the base 81 proof. Very similar design. The 101, which is their flagship, is a little different shape. But in any event, this is the latest updated design. Wild Turkey has spruced up their labels periodically, so this is the latest version of that. But everything else should be the same in this, which we'll find out. This is Wild Turkey Rare Breed Barrel Proof, 116.8 proof. It is a non-age stated, just like a lot of their products are not. What this is, it is a blend of 6, 8, and 12-year-old bourbons. And the range, because I've noticed, like with Wild Turkey, that's 5 to 8 years. The Wild Turkey 101 is 6 to 8 years. But so this goes beyond that and integrates some of the 8 and 12-year-old bourbons in that. This is released, as far as I know, in batches. And they've had, since this thing, I believe this thing was originally released in 1991, the Rare Breed, and they've had periodic batches throughout from there. The mash bill is the same throughout the entire Wild Turkey line. It is 75% corn, 13% rye, and 12% malted barley. And here is a little secret. It's not such a secret. I think I've mentioned this before. The last time I tried this, and this was several years ago, I really wasn't thrilled with it. And it's not because necessarily, there's a couple of reasons. And a lot of things have changed with me. First of all, I kind of had mixed feelings just about the entire Wild Turkey profile. I think Wild Turkey is a very specific type of profile. Taste you're going to see throughout the entire brand. You either love it or you don't. Or it's a very specific, I feel, is a very specific taste profile. And honestly, I feel Jim Beam has its profile. There's a certain Jim Beam taste throughout a lot of their products. I feel Heaven Hill has that. There's definitely this with Wild Turkey. And the other thing is, I wasn't really into higher proof whiskeys at the time, which is something I'm mentioning in a lot of my videos, as well as higher rye. So, not that this is high rye, but 13% rye is a little higher than others, and this certainly drinks with spice throughout the entire Wild Turkey line. You definitely taste the spice. So at the time, I was into lower proof, bourbons and whiskeys, lower rye. So my taste has evolved and changed, and throughout various reviews I've been doing, I have been noticing that I am definitely, kind of gravitating towards higher rye bourbons, higher proof bourbons and whiskeys, and liking them a lot. So I thought this was an appropriate time to come back to this one, because I reviewed the Wild Turkey 101, the flagship, liked it. I recently just did this one, the base 81 proof. It's obviously low proof, but there's just similarities. I have reviewed the single barrel, which I kind of in my mind kind of want to compare to this. Definitely big cherry notes in that one. I didn't review this since I was on TikTok, but I have had the 10-year. Very good as well. So I definitely want to come back to this one. And there was some taste in my head. I kind of remember. I want to see how I think about it now. Let's get this in a bottle and see what I think now. Okay, so we have it all poured up. There's one thing I did want to mention before, and it has to do with that this is a barrel proof at 116.8 proof. That actually is on the lower side of barrel proofs, and the reason is Wild Turkey is known for going in a little bit of a lower barrel entry proof, the proof that the distillate enters the barrel at. They go in at approximately 107 to 115 proof into the barrel. The maximum is 125 proof, so there's plenty of room, and there's plenty of other distilleries that go in higher than that. So going in that range of 107 to 115 proof into the barrel is going to result in the overall lower barrel proofs. So This being, 116.8 proof. There are barrel proofs. You have 128, 130, and up. So this is definitely for a barrel proof. We would say on a little bit of the lower side at 116.8. So that being said, let's give this a nose. That's a very nice classic wild turkey nose. It's not coming out like, the proof is not, the higher proof isn't pouring out of me here in the nose. It's got that typical, you smell a little spice, caramel toffee, similar to the other wild turkey lines. Give us a taste. Cheers. This is good. And my thought was immediately addressed. Once again, similar to other expressions either I've gone back to or just in general at a higher proof, whatever I noted in this previously that I did not like, I do like now. And again, I think it was due to the fact of the higher proof, because this may not be as high as other barrel proofs, but for me at the time, 116 proof was high. I was in the range of, I used to call it the kind of like 86 proof to 100 proof max, more likely 86 to 90 proof. And when I really started out with Jack Daniels, I was drinking the regular Old No. 7 and 80 proof. So this was higher, and it's funny, and I'm going to say this straight out, and I'm not detecting it now. For some reason, at the time when I tried this the last time, which was, I think that was the only time, a few years ago, I remember detecting some kind of a mint taste, and I didn't like it, and I'm not picking that up here. I guess what I interpreted that my palate was much more immature. It's definitely not that. What I am picking up is, there's a mixture of the sweet and spice, typical wild turkey spice. Let me get this one more. All the same tasting notes. It's definitely that spice. You got the same caramel. I'm going to try to compare this. It's what this is basically is. This is a higher proof version of the Wild Turkey 101. So the 101, you have that. It's basically a barrel proof version of the Wild Turkey 101, a barrel proof version of the, and even more so of the 81. So you're going to get the same tasting notes, similar, but this is in a non-watered down version. It's going to be more potent. And I'm trying to kind of compare this in my mind with the Russell's single barrel. I'll put it this way: there was some. I think the Russell's single barrel, there was more pronounced cherry notes in it. Now the Russell single barrel, if I recall, I think that's 110 proof. So you're looking at a few more proof points here. But I think there's maybe a little more cherry in that. But this is really very good. I've really gotten to like these wild turkey products, and I find that the the higher proof is great. I would say this though. There's nothing wrong in finding that Wild Turkey 101. It's a really good bang for the buck. It's right smack in the middle. It's higher than the 81 proof. It's lower than this proof, but I mean, for the money, like mid-20s. In my area, it's like maybe mid to high 20s. I mean, you really can't beat that. But this is very good. This proof definitely, once again, going back to something that I maybe didn't like before, I like now. It definitely shows that my palate's evolving into appreciating higher proofs, higher rise, and coming back to stuff, giving it another try. I definitely think that's worth it. But I think our palates are always changing, and I think that's a wonderful thing. We're always evolving and changing, and even within the bottle, we might like it more or less. And I'll come back to this also, see if I keep liking it. I think I will. Cheers. Take care. Thanks for watching.